Hello. We got a squigboi. We got a base. We're gonna start off by taking up the base. Ez is confused as to who I'm talking to, because he's a silly little man. Yeah. I don't know. I was just finished up watching the new Cult of Paint podcast thing, and I was like, I should paint. So here we are. So you can see how terribly I tape up my bases. Let's get Squigboi off here. For now, we don't need him there. All right. Now the part that I will screw up, which is trimming. Let's see what's been going on. Mostly just been, since Sunday, me hanging out with the boys. I got the garage kit all packed up yesterday. And then dropped it off at the post office today. So it's out of here and out of my hair, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. Hopefully it arrives safely. If it doesn't, then I'll deal with it then. Okay, man. This is a relatively new blade. Usually I'll take like a brand new blade out when I do this because it'll make it a little easier, but this should be sharp enough. Should being the operative word. Okay, man. I trimmed you. There we go. Let's just pop that up. I'll set that aside for now. It's paint time, or in this instance, masking time. But hello, Minimancer. How are you? How was the rest of your birthday on Sunday? Okay, man. There we go. So I like to not have like super flat ground on my bases, because you know in real life, ground is not flat generally, but it does make life a little bit harder. Maybe I should paint some more man-made bases, and then I can just make them flat, and life will be good. Yeah, so I didn't do too much shopping yesterday besides getting this base primed up. Or did I prime it this morning? When did I prime this? I got it sanded last night. I know that. Yeah, I primed it this morning. Man, today was a weird day. And then, let's see. That's why that looked funky. Okay. Yeah, and then yesterday was mostly just packing up the big model to ship it out today. Also, yeah, I mean, I sculpted this base Sunday evening real quickly, so there's just a big chunk of cork under here. Mixed up some milliput. I painted a lot of it off stream. I didn't stream for like the last 2 weeks because I really just I needed to. It required like a lot of brain power to get through it, and I didn't feel like it was the most exciting thing to watch paint. There wasn't really. I felt like not a whole lot of like I don't know. A lot of it was just kind of get a color in there, get a quick shadow in there, call it good. Um, it's just on very large areas, so you have to just kind of be very precise with the airbrush and such to get everything smoothed out. Um, so yeah, I was not. I got a little sick, either from the smoke or just like a very mild cold that lasted for a day or so. Um, and B was just I just really wanted to focus on getting it done and not worry about streaming. So, but now we're working on fun things. Don't no we can no more big hits for a while. Gonna take a break from big stuff like that. I say as I do have mail time today. I'll have to go get that. Some stuff. All the stuff that I ordered in the last couple months has decided to start arriving, so that's not fun. Well, it's fun, but it's not fun for my storage space. All right. But I was watching the Will Hahn interview on Culture of Paint. It's pretty good. He has some neat perspectives, I thought. He also talked about his router incident, which was not fun to listen to. But yeah, much worse than when I stabbed my hand. I will say that he went through way worse things. Took like a 2-inch router bit to his painting hand, index finger, and thumb. So, yeah. What else is happening? I guess in the world of miniatures, there's the Squidmar Kickstarter launched. I'm kind of going back and forth on it. I did, yeah, it did not sound like a fun time. But yeah, I'm kind of going back and forth on it. I did grab an early bird just to have it, just in case I decide, I want all of these at the end, because it was a limited thing. That's generally what I've been doing on most Kickstarters, and dialing it back. But yeah, oops, sorry about that. There we go. And I keep doing this with the stupid tape because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Anyways, yeah, miniatures look pretty cool. I like the orc design quite a bit. The owl's cool, but I don't know if I want to paint that. Andy Wardle looks like he is doing a very good job on the box art, so would be tough to... Yeah, Spira, I think, is going to start shipping soon because they just posted the boxes. I'm not making an orc army. No orc army. No 40k armies. I think the only 40k army I would potentially be convinced by is the space dwarfs, because they look pretty fun. Okay. And then, yeah, I think the elves are pretty cool in that Kickstarter. I like, let's see, here we can just pull it up real quickly. I don't think this will show anything if I log in. Yeah, cool. Actually, there's two Kickstarters. I think we can look at them both real quickly. There we go. Okay, let's go. So he's doing pretty good. 150k already. That's pretty sick. Yeah, so I grabbed the early bird just to have it because it's already out. Yeah, I like these two orcs. The one that Swinson painted and Aitami Alonso. think I like the Itami one a bit more. I think there's more room for interpretation on it, even though I think the scene that Eric painted is really cool. For the elves, I like these two. I like the girl in the middle and the girl with the badger wolf. I don't know. People are saying wolf. He looks more like a badger. I don't like the big guy with the sword. He's cool. Yeah, I think there's stretch goals. I don't know how it works. I haven't really looked too much into it just yet, but it's neat. It's cool to see Squidmar do more display miniature stuff. Let's see, because there's this hand guy supposed to be in it somewhere. I don't know what the deal with him is. What zone am I in? Zone 5. Ugh. Okay, well, we'll see. I'll think about it. And then the other Kickstarter that's going on right now, that's miniature related. You can see I backed down to more art books. This cool one from Westphalia, where they got a Ukrainian sculptor along with Boris to sculpt some things. So Boris sculpted this and this big boy. This big boy is cool. I like the big boy. Yeah, it's not like any sort of like giving to like Ukraine funds or anything. It's purely just like there's a sculptor that they like in the Ukraine, so they're doing a Kickstarter and he's getting like a decent portion of the funding for it, which is so it's neat. I don't know, fun little designs for D&D. Yeah, Boris is really good at like making nested monsters. They also did the Morkborg miniature Kickstarter. If you saw that, Boris sculpted all of those, or Merkberg, however you say it. Yeah, cool stuff. Do you want to do mail time real quickly? There's as sleepy man, but here we can do mail time. Hello, sir. Oh, hello, Poe. Poe's doing a little sploot on the couch, being a little cutie patootie. But yeah. So I ordered too many minis again. Surprising the one. So it started because this mini came out. And I don't know, I liked it a lot. I like the concept art's cool, the sculpt is cool. Casting quality is pretty great. Pull it out real quickly. Yeah. And then, yeah. Has this nice little base. More minis for the shelf? Exactly. So, yeah. I'm excited to paint this. Fun little vignette. Trying to figure out like what kind of plinth I want to do for it. Speaking of culture paint again, they had 2A on there a little while ago, and he had some interesting. If you're not familiar with 2A, he's. I feel like he's kind of the one who. He's kind of the one who kind of popularized bringing backdrops into the scene with his. He had the guy on the sort of camel alien thing with the orange backdrop. And I think that kind of inspired a lot of people to start doing backdrop pieces. But he also has a piece that has a backdrop. It's like the great game hunting, and it has a lot of negative space on the right side of it. So like all the miniatures are focused on the left side of it, around basically it's these humans who've taken down a great beast. And let me just see if I can find it really quickly. I think he started posting on things. No, not the Kai. I want 2A Kai. Miniatures. No. Okay, is it just 2A? Let's see. Okay, well, there we go. 1 second. Maybe I'm spelling the name wrong because I'm a terrible person who can't remember names. From 2. Oh, because I need to disable this. There we go. 2A. Oh, the two A's. There we go. Yeah. I've always been garbage with names. I just... there it is. Cool. Found it. We did it, everybody. We did it, everybody. Give me 1 second to... there we go. And then pop that bad boy back open. But yeah. So it's like they hunted this big beast, and he has all this negative space to the right side to kind of give it a more melancholic feel. It's kind of tied more into like the nature of the scene, and I guess it's like humans kind of destroying nature in this science fiction alien world kind of thing, as we do. But yeah, it's just a neat piece. So I'm thinking something similar for yeah, it has a really good like atmosphere around it. Yeah, highly recommend looking at his other stuff. He has a really good sense of atmosphere, and he does a lot of his own sculpting. We're just gonna go on a tangent real quickly. I'll pull up the other piece that I mentioned as we throw things around on the table. There it is. Okay. Hey, turns out if you spell their name right, it's really easy to find their stuff. So this is the piece that I was... It's going to be garbage quality because it's a tiny image. So you're not really going to be able to see what I'm mentioning. But he sculpted this himself. And you can see that the sculpted detail on the base kind of fades into the painting of the backdrop for these rocks down kind of the bottom that the beast is standing on. Yeah, TUE and then KAAE. So 2 A's in the last name. But the other thing that he's done, so you can see like his backdrop has a really good sense of depth. So there's less and less detail the farther back it goes, which I think is super important for these plinths, for these backdrop plinths. I think a lot of people make them way too crisp, and it is very distracting. But the other thing he's done is he's actually, yeah, I think he hops around Phoenix's stream. He hangs out in Eric Swinson's Discord quite a bit. And he also has a good interview on the Culture of Paint podcast from a couple months ago, I want to say. Sometime around... I don't know when it was around. Was it around Golden Demon? Maybe. I don't know. Anyways. But he actually sculpted this miniature himself, and he's sculpted it so that there's less detail in the miniature the farther away it is from the front of the piece, to give even the miniature like sculpted details a sense of depth of field. So like the toes up at the front have way more detail than the toes on the foot in the back. I think that's just very neat. Anyways, the other thing I got in this was I got my first historical, because I haven't painted a historical before, and I liked this one because it wasn't so stiff. So it's a Roman boy, a Roman lad. I'll have to look up his actual name of what he is. He's got a shield. He's got a sword. He's got a fancy hat. The whole 9 yards. I think it goes on like that. Pretty sure that looks right. Not like that. No, that would be dumb. Yeah, it goes on like that. But yeah, casting's pretty good. Pretty happy. There's like some flash to clean up. I think there's like a slip or two on one of the other minis I got, but nothing too bad. Pretty happy. And then I got this thing, which is a D&D party. I don't know why I bought it, but I did. I think it's because I was like, I put together the talent squad, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a fun little project, like a quick and easy little diorama. So this comes like with the whole cave. You can hear the cave moving around because I didn't put it back correctly, but it has a whole like cave thing, and they stand on the cave, and there's rocks and stuff, and it should be cool in however long it takes for me to get to these. But anyways, so that's that. That's mail time. I think I did mumble. I always mumble. Veiled Lamp is an interesting one. like I really appreciate the guy's skill, but like the harpy I think is close to something that I like, um, but like a lot of it's just like ever so slightly like odd. Um, like I'm glad it's something like a style that I'm glad exists, but like it hasn't like grabbed me just yet. In terms of like, oh, I have to buy this now to sit in my uh, dragon pile. Let's see. We are gonna quickly. Oh. Turns out the airbrush compressor fills up better when you close it. Yeah, I think Persephone is a cool one. And a couple of the ones he's working on, when you close the moisture trap, so because if you leave it open, the air just comes out. It doesn't compress. It just becomes a fan, a very bad fan. We're just going to very quickly lay down some. Good boy, Ezra. I know. I'm often not wrong. Anyways. Just going to very quickly prime this. So I don't have my mask on because I've noticed the Pro Acryl primer doesn't scatter everywhere as much as some of the other stuff I airbrush. So I'm just doing this because I like painting on the Pro Acryl primer better, and also I chipped the underlying the black primer that was already on there in a few places when I was masking because I do that. With the primer or something else? So it's a pretty delicate primer until you get other layers on top of it. Like you need to let it sit overnight for sure, or you need to hit it with the hairdryer to kind of help it speed up the curing process. But yeah, so there we go. Oh, well, I don't know. Were you like rubbing it with your fingies or oops, this is not the pink cup that I wanted to do this into. So I'm gonna have to go change my water. This is the wrong cup. This is the cup that I'm supposed to use for my brush. Yeah. Definitely, like if I need a tougher coat, like I know that I'm gonna be like with the garage kit, I knew I was gonna be handling it directly a lot. So I used my Vallejo Mecha primer. I also actually busted out some of my Vallejo Mecha paints for the bike. I just took out the red and dark red from that set that I have. And I used those to paint it because I didn't want to have to deal with the paint chipping off the bike after I did it. I'm gonna go dump this water and refill it real quickly. I'll be right back. Ah, look at you. I was doing a silly lay on the couch. All right, let's put the primer away. It's running. We did not clean our palette, but that's okay. But yeah, I don't know. I also seem to be a weird one, and like the Pro Acryl primer, it seems like a lot of people don't like it for those reasons of it being a little more delicate. But I like the surface that it gives you to paint on. It's a lot more matte, which makes getting those first layers down a lot nicer, in my opinion. Shut that off, and that off. And yeah, so I guess I mentioned just a piece of cork that had a funky shape that I tore off, middle put over it, stuck a rock into it a bunch, then stuck some of these little epic basing cacti and dead branches in there. So quick little base, and then some texture paste. So I got like a Grelin earth. You can see little cracks here and there, and then the coarse and fine textures from Pro Acryl rather than actual sand, because I don't know. I don't always like using sand because I don't like sand. For the same reasons, oops, that would have been bad, that are famous. Anyways, let's paint the actual work today. I don't want to work on the squig right now. The squig still needs more work, but we'll see. I was kind of debating trying to get the consistency of oil wash for what? Yeah, I was debating changing up his colors ever so slightly and kind of trying to make him look like a Gila monster. Oh, giving your models an oil wash. I mean, like, it depends on how much you want it to stain, I think is the TLDR. Like, if you want them to be grungier, you need it to be thicker. If you want it to be kind of more light and more of a panel line, then you want it to be thinner. So I would say, like, I mean, worst case, you rub it all off. So, like, it's kind of hard to mess up oil washes. I think it'll just be some trial and error. You can always make your wash thinner or thicker by adding more paint or thinner. So, experiment is the best feedback I can give. Yeah. Yeah, Marco makes it look easy. And like, I busted out some streaking grime for the garage kit, just for some grime a few things up, and man, it's nice to just be able to slap something on and just like wait for it to dry and then dab it off. Yeah. Yeah, I know for like Cult of Paint and a lot of their tutorials where they use oil paints, they will first varnish with polyurethane gloss. I don't know if the polyurethane matters or if that's just the gloss that they like. I have had mixed experiences with the polyurethane varnish, but mostly I have used it on plinths and such. And I'm way off camera, aren't I? Because I'm sitting funny in my chair. I should stop doing that. I should get on camera. So I watched David Aroba a while ago posted a video on YouTube of painting orc skin, so I watched that today. And we're going to be kind of loosely following his guide. So he started off with a Very kind of dark desaturated blue base. Yeah, it's a coating to make sure it doesn't F up the paint job, but also like it helps the oil wash get into all the crevices and such, right? Which I think is the main reason why they do it, because they are mostly using it to get into the recesses rather than kind of an overall coating. Yeah. But if you wanted to kind of grime everything up, then probably a matte finish might be better for that. This is where I was starting to wish that I did not glue in his other arm. But here we are. This is supposed to be a fun piece, so it's okay. We don't have to go super try hard. Also, this face is definitely going to fall off. Still mostly out of camera. Oh no. Hello, Greggy. How are you? It does enhance the shadows, or you think it does? Okay. I think my camera keeps sliding down in between. Oh, that's one thing I haven't done yet. So it took pictures of the, I think I talked about this on Sunday, but my camera started fritzing out that I use for photos. So that was not fun. I have to go get that fixed or maybe replaced. We'll find out. The boy needs the computer to watch anime. Can't deny a boy his anime. That is only a mystery that you can solve, Crypt. But I'm sorry that you just pepper sprayed you out. Pepper sprayed yourself. There we go. Words. And thanks. It was an interesting project. Like I'm glad I did it. But it's going to be a while before I want to do something like that again. I definitely have a lot more appreciation for what Keigo Murakami does. Like, I already appreciated his work a lot, but now, like after trying to tackle something that big myself, definitely gives a new perspective. Because turns out everything looks really bad when it's really big. So the airbrush was very helpful. But yeah. What have you been working on lately, Greggy? Anything exciting? Oh, nice. Is that the? Is that a different one from? Oh wait, Lone Wolf and Cub. It's not like in motion, right? Menelyev's orc bust. I'll have to. I don't know if I've seen his orc bust. Is it new? Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely getting the itch to paint some busts. And so I think there's two online competitions that end next month. There's the Journeyman one, and then there's the Shattered Brush one. I have my Journeyman entry still sitting over there. That I've not done much more work on. Just making sure I'm not running over Poe. We still got this boy. Okay, I'll have to go see what it looks like. Yeah, you can see all I've done is I've added 2 more brick, sort of, because I had extra middle putt from sculpting the orc base, and I need to fix that because that looks bad. Yeah, slowly chipping away at it, and then I have to do a bunch of sanding. Yeah, so this ends on the 20th. I do have next week off, and I may kick that off tomorrow because everyone's basically out of the office already. So I have plenty of vacation days, so I may just extend my time off some. So, but we'll see. And hopefully during my time off I can get a lot of painting done, which will be good. All right, let's go to the next part. Nice. Yeah, the Underworld's war bands are really fun. I still have the Ravagers and the Wormspite, the grungy looking dudes. I really want to get the new skeleton one, but I don't want to buy the other one that's in that box, so I'll have to wait for it to come out separately. Yeah. And then, so Shattered Brush has a few different, oops, let's scoop, there we go. A few different categories, if I remember right. They've got single miniature, which is like single gaming size miniature. Then they have vehicle or beast, which is any miniature larger than 45, because I think I was looking at this morning. And then they have bust. Yeah, so it's a pretty small competition, but I think the judging panel looks pretty good. Here, let me grab a link to it real quickly. It's just like a Google thing, but it says everyone who's involved in it. I'm not like it's definitely like a maybe thing. Like if I paint something and want to enter it, I'll do it. But I don't know. It's got Dave as one of the judges, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, but they have a bust category as well, and I want to paint a bust. So if I paint a bust and I'm happy with it, and take good photos of it, then I will throw it in the ring. Yeah. I should probably paint another Spira in the near future. We'll see. I also have, so the guy who sent me the garage kit and the KDM minis, the next batch is a couple more. KDM minis. I think there's Libra and there's one other one in there, and I'm blanking on it because I haven't looked in it in a little bit. And there's 2 Neko busts. There's the Jump Pack Girl Valkala? I don't remember. That Pizarski did the box art for. And then there is the one with the gas mask that was the clear resin special edition one. So we will bust out the airbrush putty or masking putty for that one. Let's see how it goes. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that one's definitely one I have my eyes on. I'm curious, like, how much, because I've only looked at it a little bit, and it looks like it's got a lot of little details going on. So that's one reason I've been hesitant on it, and also just I'm not as concerned with like big child stuff selling out, so no need to snag it right away. Come on, stupid brush. Yeah. So talking back to that, the Aroba video that I watched, a lot of the theory was kind of like getting a nice temperature contrast. So he works from the dark blue desaturated shadow up to kind of a much more pale yellow highlight. So we'll see how well we can pull that off. Thinking back, I don't think I painted too many crazy skin tones. Well, not since like my first year of miniature painting when I did all those WizKid minis. Which I believe are still all at my friend's house. I should go get those at some point so I can use them. Let's see. Yeah. So tomorrow, I should be going to my first concert since 2019. So that'll be fun. Should be good. Though I may try to change days, but we'll see. I used to go to concerts like once or twice a month. I am seeing the best pop singer of our generation, Miss Carly Rae Jepsen. So I'm excited. I've seen her live before. It was a lot of fun. So, should be good. What are you doing, Ezra? You doing mischief? You're doing mischief. Oops, a little off camera again. Yeah, I was supposed to see her in 2020, I think, and then, I didn't. So, finally get to get back into concerts with that. So that'll be nice. Alright, let's punch up to the next level. We've used 3 paints, and we've used 3 paint brands. We used Scale Color Abyssal Blue, AK dark green, not deep green. And then now we're using bright yellow green from Pro Acryl. I may also throw pistachio into the mix here because it's a fun color, but we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, Mini Mancer was asking me about Pro Acryl colors today. I mentioned bright yellow green, because he already had mahogany and jade. So I mentioned bright yellow green, faded plum, and transparent white. The transparent white is good stuff. Yeah. I think Vince just had it in his chartreuse video. But Keegan, this Sasquatch, mentioned this color, so I picked it up when I was buying some other stuff. It's fun. I don't know. It's just like it's a fun, weird chartreuse. Chartreuse. Words are hard. So a lot of these stages we're going to be covering up kind of a lot of what we did underneath. But keeping kind of like the deeper shadows, the colors we have under before. Because I want to get more to the yellowy green kind of orc skin. I'm much more of a fan than kind of the deeper bluer green orc skin. because I like the orc skin when it has a little bit of that kind of Caucasian flesh tone mixed into it. I feel like it gives it a nice sense of reality, assuming that you're doing a green orc. Though I think if you're doing like a blue orc, kind of same thing. I've seen some blue orcs where they get the kind of sunny skin tone in there around some areas. It looks really nice. Doing your bust in purples. The orc bust. I think it was Crypt who was saying I should do a purple orc. Nice. Yeah, I was looking at a lot of different orcs and I guess kind of goblins. And like how different painters kind of get other tones in there to, I guess, give it a little bit more life and ground it a bit. I think an interesting example was Albert's little goblin guy that he did for Golden Demon this year that got I think it got silver in the AOS single figure thing. Where it has the pinkish magenta knees and nose. Like it's like a, not quite like full magenta, but more like a pinkish skin tone. Like pink flesh or something from kind of scale color. Kind of in that ballpark. And I think something that I see, like anytime I see someone painting like a colorful skin tone and they kind of go to more human skin tones in there, it's interesting to see how they do that transition. And I think the common thing I will see is they go around the color wheel to get there. Because it can be tempting when you're painting like an orc to just go, yeah, like just like slap some magenta on there or something, move on, right? But like jumping from green to magenta is jumping across the entire color wheel, which can be very harsh and jarring. So I think, like I need to see bigger photos of Albert's thing. But looking at it on Instagram and trying to zoom in, it looks like he kind of goes to from kind of a middle-ish cold green to a much colder bluer green and then to the magenta. Like it gets much darker before it goes into the magenta, it looks like. And I think that little bit of transition really helps make the piece work a lot more. We missed a bunch of spots here. Yeah, trying to figure it out. And we'll have to switch to a better brush in a second. I think for other interesting orc skin, there's the orc that I almost bought the Kill Team Orc that Sergio did, where it has basically Caucasian skin tone that I know some people were not happy with. But I think it looks pretty neat. This is definitely different. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. It was only very different. I mean, the whole paint job is awesome. And then I guess on the Sergio train, been really enjoying his little YouTube videos with the time lapse and music, showing his whole process kind of in a accelerated way. It's been very nice. I don't know what paint I'm using that's so... I guess it was just maybe it's wet. No, it's kind of glossy. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. Alright, I definitely need to push the pace way more. I've kind of been neglecting it a little bit too much, I think, throughout this so far. Also, this brush might be getting towards its last legs. It's a crappy scale color brush that has been okay. I will not be buying more of them. Exactly, more contrast. I think my goal for this piece is nice contrast and more saturation. So I think I need to pump up the saturation a lot in the squig. I feel I think it's not bad, but it's not great, and I definitely want to get more highlight in there as well. kind of extend this area some. It's pretty dark at the moment, but I'll probably be busting out some fluorescence to punch up that saturation more. Yeah, I did. One thing I guess I didn't address is I did change plinths from last time I talked about that, so I just went with a cheap little wooden block rather than a nicer resin plinth, just because I want this to be a transparent orange I used to glaze over initially. So I did magenta to pink, and then I did transparent orange over it. Dayglow Squigs, yeah. Yeah, Mini Mancer mentioned paint him up like a pumpkin, and then the orc will be like a stem on top for Halloween / Orktober. So there we go. But yeah, sounds like I just want this to be a low stress project, so I don't want to use a nicer plinth. Just something cheap, so I don't have to feel bad if I don't like the end result. Yeah, I don't know how Halloweeny it's gonna look, but we'll see. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, but since I went with a there we go, a deserty base, I was kind of thinking about getting some black spots on the squig, and maybe making his face more black. Not like black, but like a dark brown, like warm sort of black tone. Or maybe a cool black to contrast the orange. We'll see. But that might be too much. Anyways, to make him look like a Gila monster. Call back to my roots. Yeah, blue. I was thinking like Payne's Gray or something as a base, and maybe work up from there. Yeah. Maybe something similar to what I did on my Black Knight pinup. But we'll see. Goal is to have this done before the end of the month, which I think should be pretty easy. Base is basically done. Just gotta paint it. And we just gotta... There's a lot of stuff on him, but it's not like crazy compared to other Warhammer miniatures, so... Shouldn't be too bad. And I think the thing I wasn't thinking of was well, I'll just talk it out and see how it sounds, I guess. Because it's a desert base, so I was thinking like orangey reddish base, and then I was like, what if the squeak just blends into it? But if I go with that Gila monster theme, I mean that's kind of the point, right? Because they blend in. It's kind of their deal. So we'll see. Exactly, yeah. That's true. Yeah, I was thinking like what other colors could I do to maybe make it interesting? Like yeah, I was thinking like a bluish desert kind of thing, but purple could be interesting as well. We'll see. Gotta go crazy with it. Just have some fun with it. All right, let's that's a good idea. Yeah, one thing I think I should make more use of is Procreate. I remember that Eric Swinson, when he would stream, he would kind of, well, for feedback, he would do that a lot. Also, I completely forgot about the underside of his face. Oops. I'm off screen again. But he would use that, him, and I think also like Sammy mentioned earlier, but Phoenix. A few times I've tuned into his stream, he'll use like Photoshop a lot to test ideas out. And maybe that's something I should try on some projects. I think one reason why I've not is I already get bogged down with a lot of things on miniatures. So like adding that thing of, well, let's try 100 different colors might not be the best idea. Like one of the main reason why I switched to like a kind of more throwaway plinth for this project, because as we have seen with the journeyman thing, where I've gone through like 12 iterations on that stupid base, where I've made it higher and taller and shorter and all that stuff. Wasted a bunch of time doing that. I get very analysis paralysis on basing composition. And I think I need to just like do it. Like, I think there's some benefit to like taking time, stepping back, making sure I'm happy with everything, and going from there. But I think there's also just a lot of wasted time with me going, should it be this or should it be that? And I should just do it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So you're still kind of sitting in that cartoony, goblin greeny area, but we're getting there. And I need to get some more of that bright green out in a second. Oh, it's off camera again. Yeah. I've definitely realized that with like paints. I've started to sort of narrow down like which paints I like to use and which ones I don't care about, and trying to be more like if I'm not using something, like kind of get it out of my work area. That way it's not a distraction. But yeah, it's definitely having too many choices can be a detriment sometimes. Which is why I should stop buying so many miniatures, because sometimes it's like, I don't know what to work on next. I have so many options. every now and then I think maybe I should get rid of some of my miniatures. Like give them to someone who will paint them now. And then I try to Marie Kondo it, and then I'm like, well, all of these spark joy. And so, well, that's not helpful. It's not helpful at all. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Like even if I might not paint it right away, I still kind of just enjoy having it. Like the spirits, like that's a good example. Like I'm gonna paint them all someday. I know that. So like, there's no way I'm getting rid of them. But it's also just like nice having them. And that's a case for a lot of them. Like I think if I were to look through it now, there might be some miniatures where I'll be like, yeah, this might be a good like thing to send off to someone as a gift or something. But most of them, I still like. I think I did give one miniature away. I got a weird ping. Anyways, I bought the Michael Contreras vampire lady because I was thinking about doing a diorama with her and some of my other 54 millimeter miniatures that I have had sitting on my shelf for a while. But her scale wasn't the same as the other ones, so it wasn't going to work out. So I got kind of bummed and didn't really want the piece anymore. So it is at a better home now with someone who will enjoy it. Let's see. Normally tonight I would be playing Vampire, but one of our group members is out of town. And it's supposed to be like the last session for our short little campaign. All right, Greggy, have a nice nap or sleep, whatever it is now. Uh, thanks for chatting. It's always good. Yeah, I don't think I have too many duplicates of things. I don't think I have any duplicates. I think I've been good about that so far. I'm sure it'll happen at some point, but we'll see. But yeah. Normally I'd be playing Vampire right now. We just have had scheduling conflicts lately. And then I'm slowly converting everyone in my group to being excited about Pathfinder 2. It's slowly happening. It's taken a while. It's been a lot of work. But the guy who usually plays like our barbarian characters is like, we should just play Pathfinder 2. We should just do it. It's like, yeah. There's a set of online tools for it called Demiplane, and they're supposed to have their character features, like the character sheet stuff, launch sometime before the end of the year. So once that happens, I think I might be able to get everyone on board. Oops, sorry about that. What time is it? 10:30. All right. I'll probably want to end around half an hour or so from now, so I can take the boys out. He's so sleepy. He's passed out behind me. Take him on a quick little walk. I took them on a not quick walk this afternoon to the post office to drop off the big garage kit. It was supposed to be light rain. It was not light rain. So we were all very soggy. But we'll see. All right, let's get some deviate from Mr. Aroba's plan a little bit. Get some pistachio in there. Yeah, I need to adjust my camera again. Oh well. I think so. Get some. I have like some fluorescent orange. Not like I don't want it to be like this, like screaming crazy all the way up, but like some glazing some of this over it once I get the lighting a little bit more defined on him, just to pump up the saturation a little bit more. Other plan I was kind of mulling over was painting him up like a Gila monster. Which, for those who are not aware what a Gila monster is, it's a I don't think they're technically a lizard, but they look like a lizard. Hello, Hixie. How are you? But they're basically a orange and black lizard that is kind of in the desert. They're a bunch where I grew up. And the fun thing about them is if they bite you, they don't let go. You generally have to go to the ER to get them surgically removed. And their bite is very nasty. It's not poison. I don't think it's like poison, but it's just like a lot of germs. Things are pretty good. Wrapping up work before some time off. I have some fun plans for the rest of the week. Painting an orc. Can't complain too much. Trying to figure out orc skin. Since I've not, it's been a very long time since I painted orcs. I don't know if I have any pictures of the last time I painted orcs. And there were some WizKids ones. Let's see. I'm curious. I'm curious. Do we have any WizKids orcs? Let's see. It will be very far back on the phone. Because I have taken too many pictures of dogs. Let's see. It was after he was a little baby boy. So I started painting then. This is great content, isn't it? Well, there's the first minis I painted. Let's see. Let's see. There's Waterdeep. There's the party that it painted up. I guess I did not take pictures of them. Oh well. Maybe they are on Instagram? Possibly? Mini painting. Hold on. Yeah, they don't inject as much venom, but like I know they have like a lot of bacteria in their bite. Here. Want to look at like very early Topulus painting? This is on my Instagram, but look at those goblins. Wow, I remember being very proud of them. There's no contrast in them at all. And then there's a troll and it's a halfling hero. And there's a dwarf, and I was like, wow, I have peaked. This is the peak of my metal ability. Oh, there's Poe. Sad boy. And then I bought too many WizKids minis. I painted a dragon. So there's some green skin I did. Let's see. I guess there are no pictures of orcs in here, and I don't have them. Oh well. That's fine. Oh, there's a lot of stuff I did that I've kind of forgotten about. Anyways. Yeah. that was in the first year of miniature painting. Hey Patrick, how are you? I should do true metallic metal again at some point. It has been a long time since I've done it. Sleepy, I'm getting there as well, but I am doing good. I've had a nice week hanging out with both of the boys here. You can see his Pete's. Ez does this silly thing where he shoves his back feet forward when he's sleeping, so it looks like he's like flying backwards. I don't know. He's a silly man. Nice. Which Twilight Night? There are many Twilight Nights, which is why I ask. Yes, many little Pete's. Many dirty Pete's, because of our fun walk in the rain today. The open up nice. That's a good one. That's one of my favorite minis. Definitely one of my favorite pinups. I'm hoping that whoever wins, or at least one of the people who win the pinup competition, picks the male pinup Twilight Night as one of the painter scale minis. Nice, that's a good one. I'm still trying to figure out something for it, but I have her assembled. Not over there. She's in the pinup box. Adam Poots Games, or APG, the company that runs Kingdom Death, has a pinup painting competition going on right now. I can grab a link to it if you want, because if you enter before the deadline, which is now October 31st, I believe, you will by default get a King's coin. Everyone who enters with a valid entry gets one of those. And then there's some cool prices. Let me pull it up. And I think valid entry is pretty generous. There's a lot of like people who are collectors but not painters who are just slapping paint on something and shoving it in the competition to get a king's coin. There's the link. So this has all the rules and everything and how to submit. I would reread the submission stuff several times because it's kind of confusing. Because, I don't know, they're not the best at writing things. Yeah, me a coin. Yeah. Yeah, but the actual prizes are like store credit. And then you also get to pick a pinup to be a painter scale, and then the person who's like best overall or like first place gets a 1/8 print of their pinup of choice. So that's totally fun. Like this is very much like a community thing. But yeah, so like I think definitely like worth submitting because get a cool little coin hopefully. I would just say it is Kingdom Death, so expect it to be a while before you get said coin. Sorry, in the zone for a second. The images on your Insta. I'll check those out in a little bit. I entered the pinup visionary, but obviously I've not posted it anywhere because one of the rules is don't post the. You can post whip shots. Whip shots are okay to post on socials, but you are not allowed to post the like final one until after judging is done. So something to keep in mind if you do enter. But yeah. All right, we're getting into that more yellowy green zone. I'm not happy with the lighting on the face just yet, so we're gonna keep plugging away at that. Yep. Yeah, I know. So she posted hers, and she's like, "Here it is, it's done." And then everyone was like, "You're not allowed to do that, so she." And she's like, "Oh, well, I guess I'll paint another one." It's kind of a bummer of a rule, but oh well. Here, I can at least show. I'll quickly show mine. I've shown it before. And it's just a matter of like the final image is what they care about. So, ooh, yay, there she is. Ah, yeah, wow. And she's only really painted from the front because you're only allowed to submit one photo. Okay. Yeah. Usually paint goblinoids. Well, this is I haven't painted goblins in a long time, as we were looking at just a second ago. So we are switching things up. All right. So I don't have Vallejo basic skin tone on my desk, which ooh well, that's more than I wanted to use. Let's see if I can stick some back in here. Yeah, I use all sorts of paints. I think I've got something from pretty much all the main manufacturers that people use for mini paints. So I got on our palette right now. On our palette right now. Hey Keegan, how are you doing? Thank you for the resub. We've got Abyssal Blue from Scale Color. We've got Bright Yellow Green from Pro Acryl. We've got Dark Green from AK. We've got Pistachio from AK. We just added Light Skin from Scale Color Artist. You'll also see me use Chimera quite a bit. And I also have some old trusty Vallejo. And then what else do I have? I have like the fantasy and game stuff. I have a few contrast paints. I have some instant paints. And I do have a very small selection of Secret Weapon that I bought before they closed. These are like the colors that Venturella recommended that I use every now and then, not too often. Yeah, that's basically it. I do have like Vallejo Mecha color as well, but I don't use that too often. I use that for mechs. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. Is it just like the not vibing with the projects or just not in the mood to paint? I was definitely getting to that point with the garage kit. But I kind of forced myself to push through it because I knew like if I really wanted to like work on another thing, but I knew if I stopped working on the garage kit, I was not going to be able to easily come back to it, and it's something that I needed to finish. So I just kind of forced myself to get through it, which is one of the main reasons why I didn't stream, because I didn't want it. I didn't want like added, not necessarily stress, but like just another kind of mental thing on top of it while I was painting. Um, that's understandable. I think sometimes it's good to take a break, do other things, make sure that you stay, I don't know, happy and motivated with the hobby. Arbiter. Oh, Arbiter's the Mr. Lee's bust. Yeah, it's a good one. Something happened. I will see what that something is in a second. Oh, hey, we got a raid. Very cool. Thank you very much, Commander Mittens. I'll give you guys a second to come through the ad wall. Hey, there we go. Yeah, I'm painting a little differently than I normally do. I don't know. I usually lately I've been like very rough things and I'll glaze with the airbrush, but I'm kind of just in a brushwork mood today. So lots of thin things. But yeah, let me grab some stuff to show the Raiders. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Hello. Hello, Raiders. 1 NMM for the boys. Yep, we haven't got to NMM just yet. We're just doing the skin, but we'll be doing NMM at some point. But yeah, I paint all sorts of things. Paint busts. So we got this Spirit bust. Paint Kingdom Death a lot. So we did the Black Knight pinup. All these are very dusty. I should take better care of my minis. We also we do like bigger figures as well. I'm very happy with how this turned out. It's a fun little project. But yeah, so paint all sorts of things. Today we're doing the orc for Orktober because I don't know. I haven't painted a GW orc before, so we're doing that. Thanks, Commander Mittens. Let me do a shout out before I forget. Nothing wrong with a dusty model. I mean, nothing wrong with it. You can dust it, but it is. But I don't know. Everyone's out of the office at work, so I'm probably gonna just take tomorrow, do the rest of the week off. So I'll have plenty of time to paint. And then we have next week off as a whole company, so that'll be good. But yeah. For those who haven't been here before, we have dogs. So this is Ezra. I don't normally have him, but my partner's out of town, so we're watching him. He's a pillow. He blends in. And then Poe is somewhere. Where's my boy? Oh, he's asleep. He's sleeping in his kennel. So I can probably maybe do a hang in like the afternoon. The evening I'll be busy, I think. Unless my mood drastically changes. But yeah, Poe's my corgi. He's my boy. He's asleep in the kennel. So I will I'll try to go for a bit longer since we got some guests. But I will be logging off in a little bit to take him on a little walk real quick. Okay. Yeah, I'll see what ends up happening tomorrow with work. I've been having trouble connecting to the VPN, which has made working very difficult because basically I have to go somewhere else to connect to it to get everything set up for the day and then come back so I can actually work. And it's just been a pain in the butt, and I've not been able to get much done. So it's still not working tomorrow. I'm just going to say, hey, I'm going to get started on that time off early. Deal with it. All right. Thanks for stopping by, Commander Mittens. Thank you very much for the raid and lurk. Yeah. Let's see. Did I miss anything else? Gonna use more salmon pinkish skin tones on him. That'll be good. I think Arbiter was one of the first projects where I started to use. Well, that's not true. I think Nancy P90 was before him. Started involving the airbrush a bit more. Yeah. A lot of space to do some cool freehand or just kind of take it easy and paint it up nice and neat. Definitely sad to see Mr. Lee's go. Is that the one with Henry, or did you get something else? Nice. My we did mail time earlier, but I'll quickly show it again. But I got a lot of minis in the mail yesterday morning. But my in motion order arrived with this figure and a historical Roman dude. Does that have a picture on the box? It does not, but he's cool. And then also the D&D party as well that they make. So should be fun. Well, hopefully you get it soon. I did finally get shipping on my Black Sun order, which has a few cool busts in it that I've been wanting for a while. So no shortage of cool projects. If anything, too many cool projects I should stop. Yeah, that's quite a while, because yeah, that model came out end of September, right? Yeah. I would imagine maybe there's shipping difficulties uh, based on everything that's been going on over there. But hopefully you get it soon. Yeah. Yeah. Like I definitely know where you're coming from though. Like I'm never like, oh no, I'm out of minis. I need something to work on. I have so many things that I can choose from, right? Because I have problems. Um, but it's like you order something, it's nice to get it. It's nice to have things. Spoken like a consumer piece of garbage. Exactly, shopping therapy. So I'm just kind of going back in with that dark blue, with a smidge of that dark green. Just up that contrast a little bit. Yeah, you got. Did you get the human academic bust? I saw you got some plinths and you said some academic bust, I think, right? Yeah, all the owls. Yeah, speaking of owls, we were looking at the Squidmar Kickstarter a little bit earlier. Still waffling back and forth on if I want to keep my pledge or not. I may drop it. I mean, I don't know. I think it's very cool. It's few minis that I like, but it seems like they have plans to sell them in the future for not too much more. And one of the minis I like, or none of the minis I like are the owl, which is like the biggest savings thing. So the Oni and the elf busts. Ah, yeah. The from Hera. Okay. Yeah. I've been trying to not place another Hera order because I already have a bunch of Hera minis to paint from my last order. But they got some good stuff. Let's get a little bit more skin tone in there. Yeah. I'm trying to think of. I feel like there's a bunch of mini releases that are upcoming that I'm not thinking about. But let's just keep trying to not think about them so that we don't buy them. Oh, nice. Which brand were you able to get? I think there's a store that sells Skoda brushes near me, and then there's Blick has sale brushes, but they're all kind of garbage. Um, nice. I haven't tried those, so I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on them. Oh, I need to kind of tangential to Ableton because that's the AK spin-off thing. I need to. Hey Dave, how are you? Um, I need to ask Andy what he thinks of the quality of the 54 mil minis that he got from him, the Enigma reprints. So I almost placed a AK order because I want the new Tint Ink magazines that I don't have yet. But I figured I'd wait until I need more stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I really like because they've got here. I mean, I have the old ones over here. Like they've got resin versions of these guys that I have metal ones of that are very dusty. Because the company that made them stopped making them, and I think AK picked up the license or something. Yeah, you got the cool big dwarf that Arnau did. If I remember correctly, you said it was a pretty good kit, right? But I know Andy picked up the small dwarf of that I just had on camera, so I'm interested to see what his thoughts are on it because I didn't hear him talk about the quality. Nice. Let's see if we can try to make this part that we can't reach a little bit better. All right. Nice. Oh yeah, you switched to having a Saturday Sunday weekend, right? But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chatting. Hopefully we can figure something out tomorrow. If not, I know Thursday evening I should be free. There's no critical role. I don't think I have anything going on, so I can definitely hop into a voice chat or something on Thursday. But yeah, it is 11:05, so I might be hopping off soon in a second. But well, we got these paints on the palette. I want to use them. Yeah, Thursday evening I can definitely do something. Since I chose to stream today instead of Thursday. Shiny skin? Yeah. He's all oiled up. Nice. Looking forward to it. See you, Keegan. Made you watch too thin? Didn't stain enough, or what happened? Hey, X Amanda. Thank you very much for the follow. Sorry that you can't really see what I'm doing. This part where this arm is in the way, you can still kind of see, so I'm trying to paint that a bit. Let me just blast it with the airbrush later. He's getting there. All right. I think last little step that we will do on stream today. Make sure that this is nice and mixed up. It almost is. So this is just wine red from AK. Actually, I lied. I want to paint his fingies that we ignored a little bit. Just a little bit brighter. Alright. Now, get this relatively thin. And try our best to get it in his mouth. Sorry if this goes off camera for a second. I need to Okay. Jumping back to our nice bright green color. Gonna punch up his nose quite a bit. Okay. Now we also, let's see if this is the color that we want. So I have Shadow Flesh. I kind of want a pinky skin tone. We want to get the paint off our thumb so we don't get it on the mini, as I want to do. I want to get this nice and thin. And now, screw everything up probably. We'll see. Let's try to get the paint we got in his nose out of there. Like little boogers. Alright, so it's very subtle. I don't know how well it's showing up on stream, but just kind of getting this dark pinkish skin tone in some of the kind of like areas where the skin's a little bit more taut. Kind of similar to how you might see some painters when they're painting maybe a Caucasian skin tone, they'll kind of make those areas a little bit more red or magenta-y. Batch painting thing's not going great. Oh no. What has happened now? Have you tried making a checklist? Well, is it more effort than trying to remember what you painted? I mean, I understand. Sometimes you want to do things in a complicated way or a harder way because it makes the brain feel good. Or I guess I should say maybe a non-optimal way in this case. Okay, let's try toning down. I'm still not, like, I don't know, something seems off there, right? Let's try toning it down a little bit. Okay, I think that's where we're going to stop today. Because I need to take the boys out and go to bed at a reasonable hour. I'm trying to be better about that. I've been pretty good about that. You. Dip my finger in the medium. It's nasty. Anyways, let's save all these colors so we can come back to them tomorrow. Anyways, thank you very much for everyone who stopped by. For those who missed the beginning of the stream, we taped off our base and primed the top of it with some Pro Acryl primer. Just some milliput, cork, epic basing bits, texture pastes, all that good stuff. Our squig goes onto it like so. And of course our boy will sit on top. I have to be careful to not break the plants, so he's going to be sitting a little bit higher, but so he'll look a little bit like that. So definitely need to brighten up the eyes quite a bit. They're very dark right now. Obviously, I haven't painted the eyes themselves, but I think he's got like a lower eyelid, and that needs a little bit more attention. I still need to figure out his jaw a little bit. But it's getting there. I think he's still a bit too much in that kind of bluish green area in some places for my taste. So I'll see what I can do about that before going forward. Yeah, I'm having fun with this. It's a fun little project. I'm liking their colors together right now. Very pumpkin-y. It's good. I'm happy. Very nice change of pace from the giant garage kit. Good change pace. So let's go see if we can find someone to raid. Since Commander Mittens was kind enough to raid us, I don't know who's on Tuesdays. Oh, Drax is on, so we can go raid Drax. Let's see if I can find anyone new. As we all know, I have a hard time finding new people because all the tagging stuff changed a little while ago, and it made it impossible. Oh, Drax is painting a Innu Kingdoms miniature, so we'll probably go there. But it's just mini painting, miniatures. Okay, it's me. Miniature, mini painting, miniature painting, bust. Okay, well, we're gonna go raid Drax because I can't find anybody. So, let's get that going. Cool. Thank you very much for everyone who hung out and watched as I hit the camera. I'm sorry about that. I'll see you guys on probably Sunday. I don't think I'll stream on Friday. I've been enjoying just kind of having Friday night to myself to do whatever I want. I will see you guys on Sunday. I hope you guys have a nice week. And let's go raid! Woo! Woo! Uh-oh. Uh-oh.